Hey guys, BadInfos here. Welcome to another GTA San Andreas 100% walkthrough video. Today we're going to do some things. Today we're going to find the rest of the collectibles which we have not found yet. We have to find horseshoes and oysters. First I'm gonna find the horseshoes, or the 50 horseshoes in the game which are located in Las Venturas, and then later on I'm gonna find all the oysters. If you wanna just watch the oyster hunt, then skip to this part of the video. It's on the screen. Skip to that if you wanna see only the oysters. So let's begin with the horseshoes. Now the horseshoes can be scattered all around, Las Venturas. Now I suggest getting the rocket launcher first. The bomb on me. I suggest getting the rocket launcher, not the rocket launcher, the jetpack, get the jetpack before starting this hunt, because the jetpack is gonna help you a lot for some horseshoes, because some are really difficult with a helicopter. You have to parachute on them, you have to precision the helicopter and whatnot, but with the jetpack it's a lot better. So just get the jetpack, you have to pass green goo for the chute, and then you can get it. I'm gonna go to Uzi's casino and from there start the hunt. So let's go. So this is Uzi's casino, and on the back of it, on the roof, we can find the first horseshoe. There we go, 1 of 50. The next horseshoe is in the residential area, I guess. It's outside of Las Venturas, the main city. So there we go, second one. In the same location, next to this bridge, you can find the next one. Let's go down, CJ. Number 3. This is one of the locations where a jetpack is almost needed. You can also parachute onto it, but it's a lot more difficult. Right here. Again, pretty much a jetpack area. On this castle you can find this. On top of this pyramid, which you are guaranteed to find because it's a huge structure, you can find the next horseshoe. On top of this wall, alongside the pyramid, you can find the next horseshoe. Next to this yellow building you can find the next one. This one is really difficult without the jetpack. I'm pretty sure this is a church. I guess it's a church. You can find body armor here and the next horseshoe. A little bit on the edge of Las Venturas, in this dumpster, you can find the next horseshoe. It's right over here, in this compound. Under this bridge which connects the countryside to Las Venturas, you can find the next. Come on, the next horseshoe. 11. On top of this good looking building, which is probably a motel, I don't know, you can find the next horseshoe. Right here, at this garage, you can find the next one. At the sumo building, you can find the next horseshoe. Just find the yellow building. If it says sumo, there's the next horseshoe. This is always the first one I get, but for this walkthrough I decided to choose a different route. There we go, this is probably a university. I guess the university looks kind of like it. On the inside of the airport, at this building, blue and white building, you can find the next one. Again, in the airport you can find the next one. There's I think 3 here. Yeah, there's 3 in the airport. Here's the next one, and also if you want some body armor, there you go. We have more body armor in one of these plane hangars. That's the stadium, and that right here is the horseshoe. 19. At this red building, which is pretty huge, you can find the next one. It's on this side of this fence. Inside this multi-story car park, where there's a sign, on the 3rd floor, technically it's the 2nd floor, I don't know, 3rd floor, let's say 3rd floor, you can find the next horseshoe. Right over there. This one is pretty well hidden, it's right over here. It's very hard to see from the street, even from up close it's very difficult. Let's go. Next horseshoe. This one is also really difficult to see. You have to be very close in order to get it. It's right over there. 23. On top of the clown's pocket, you can find the next horseshoe. 24. Behind the 24/7 building is the next one. Right over here. We're halfway done. In this drive-thru, on the roof, you can find the next one. On the balcony of this place where the zip store is, you can find the next one. This is really tricky without the jetpack. So again, I suggest getting a jetpack before starting to collect these horseshoes. There's where I was right now, and this is where the next horseshoe is, on top of this victim billboard. Inside this tunnel, which is next to the V-Rock Hotel, you can find the next horseshoe. I suggest getting a car because flying this thing here is so mega slow. There we go, next horseshoe, 29. Again, at the V-Rock Hotel you can find the next one, however you can find also an oyster here. I'm not gonna start the oysters yet, this is just for the horseshoes, so leave that for later. At this casino on the letter S you can find the next one, 31. If you see this hat, it's gonna be very easy to find the next one. The next one is right over here. Come on, CJ, right here, 32. Find this blue fence, and at the blue fence you can find the next horseshoe. Again, very close to it is the next one on top of this house. I was just right here, and right there is the next one. So these ones are really close to each other. On the bottom side of this billboard you can find the next one. Right here is the next one. There's also a sniper rifle right over there. Next one. At the erotic wedding chapel, which is a weird name, you can find the next one right over here. This is where many of the stores in Las Venturas are. The clothing stores, the Clicking Bell, the Burger Shot and whatever stores are all here, most of them at least, and here you can find the next horseshoe. On the building next to the gym is right there, you can find the next one. Oops, I missed it. Come on CJ, stop wasting my time. 40 horseshoes. On the casino roof next to the steakhouse is the next one, 41. On these containers right here is the next one, next to the freeway. Let's go, next horseshoe. On this blue wall next to the stadium is the next horseshoe. There we go. Welcome to the fabulous Las Venturas. Here, have a horseshoe. A plane. In the first house right next to the train tracks is the next one. There we go, 45. On the golf course building you can find the next one. Unfortunately we cannot use this one in San Andreas. We can use one in GTA 5, but unfortunately this is inaccessible to us. You cannot golf. Next horseshoe. Inside this huge pool you can find the next one. Let me see, can I take it first try? Oh yeah, next horseshoe. At these tennis courts, there's lots of tennis courts here, you can find the next one. There we go, 48. This one might be a little confusing, there's a helicopter there, and the horseshoe is right over here, so yeah, it could be a little difficult to find, but there it is. One more horseshoe to go. I have to get a helicopter for the next one. This is the only horseshoe which is not available to us with the jetpack, because the jetpack cannot fly this high. So get yourself a helicopter. There's numerous helicopters, even there's one right over here. Right over there you can find a helicopter. It doesn't always spawn, but there we go. Next and last horseshoe. As you can see, I got so much money from that, and also that's not the only thing I'm gonna get. I got 100,000 bucks from that, and the other rewards are, let me show you actually, let me go and show you the other two rewards. There's actually 3 rewards, so there we go. The first one is the money, the next one is weapons at the Four Dragons Casino. This is the best shotgun in the game. There's the M4, and there's the SMG, and also the satchel charges. I'm not gonna get the SMG because it sucks. Also the next reward is sex appeal, more sex appeal, and the last one is more luck. So if you go in a casino, you get more luck. So that's it for the horseshoes. I hope that was helpful for you. Let's start the oyster hunt. And let's begin with the oyster hunt. If you don't know, there's 50 oysters in the entire game. They're scattered around the whole map of San Andreas, so this whole map has to be covered in order to get all these 50 oysters. There's some in here as well, so if you haven't unlocked Las Venturas yet, I suggest you do before you start this, because cops are gonna chase after you if you get in here, if you haven't unlocked it yet. So unlock everything before starting the oyster hunt and begin. There's gonna be one oyster which is right over here, which is gonna give us lots of trouble because this is the military base, and if you don't really wanna be here, but in order to collect the oyster you need to be here. So what I suggest before starting to collect the oysters is come right over here in this spot, right next to the airfield, and get this chopper. This chopper is gonna help you get all the oysters. I'm gonna get all the oysters using this chopper only. The sea sparrow is not required, but it's gonna be a lot easier if you take it. So come right over here, take this chopper, and let's begin the oyster hunt. Okay, so since the oysters are scattered around the whole galaxy or map, the whole map, I will start each one by getting into the map, escaping like so, and diving into the oyster. That's probably the best way to do it, because it's gonna be very difficult to follow where I am if I don't show the map. So what I'm gonna do is get in the map, escape like that, and go for the oyster. So let's go oyster number 2. Oyster number 2 underneath this bridge. This is a very mysterious location, and it has a wheelchair. That's why it's so mysterious. What happened to the person in the wheelchair? So awesome. Okay, so oyster number 3 at this mysterious location. The next oyster is again underneath a bridge. It's a very small bridge. As you have probably noticed, I'm following the river like that, and underneath this bridge again there is another oyster. Still following the river, and again underneath the bridge is the next one. 6. Rockstar likes hiding oysters underneath bridges, as you can probably see. This is oyster number 7, and all of them so far have been under the bridge, except for one. But we shall find some more under bridges, so let's go. Again, you guessed it, underneath a bridge is the next one. This is a little deeper, which is okay. Make sure you have lots of lung capacity before starting to collect these, because it's gonna be very helpful for some oysters. So let's go. Next one. Right here is the next one. There we can find a mystery photographer. Right over there he spawns. Check him out. And there's the oyster. Right behind this lighthouse is the next oyster. And there we go, number 10. There's a lighthouse. Underneath this pedestrian bridge, there's 2 pedestrian bridges above us, is the next oyster. Right here in this same canal, we can find the next oyster, again underneath the bridge. This should be very easy to find. This is Mad Dog's mansion. We saw it before. We robbed the place a long time ago. So, dude, why don't you dive? Okay, so inside this pool you can find the next oyster. We saw this one while doing the tag hunt. And there it is, this is Glen Park. 14, there's a tag. Right here at the pier you can find the next one. Just look at right over there. The stadium is close by, and Grove Street is also very close by. Right here next to this ship is the next one. Over here. Underneath this bridge is the next oyster. There we go, very close by. Again, underneath the bridge is the next oyster. There we go. 18. This one will be probably very difficult to find. This is the airport. Right here is the next one. There's no other way of saying it. Right here is the next one. Hopefully you can find it yourselves. And this is the last oyster you're gonna find in Los Santos. And there it is. Oyster number 20. Let's move on to the countryside. The next oyster, as I said, is in the countryside underneath this bridge. There we go. 21. I like the look of this bridge. It looks so cool. And there's the next oyster. Plop. The next one is right over here. Right underneath this bridge. Again, underneath the bridge. Most of these are underneath bridges, which is okay, which is easier to find. That's why they probably put it there. If they put it right in the middle of that river, it will be a lot more difficult to find. So next one. This is where we found a snapshot, and underneath this same bridge we can find the next oyster right over here. 24. In this little pond in Missionary Hill, which is a pretty interesting name, if you know what I mean, Missionary Hill. Let's go with oyster number next. We're halfway done. Look at that car! You just see that idiot. Okay, moving on. In front of this import-export ship is the another one. There's a side mission involving this ship, which is the import-export mission, side mission. Let's move on. At the end of runway 69 we can find the next oyster. It's right over here. We can see our shadow Lung capacity has been increased. Awesome. This one is gonna be probably very difficult to find. There's the airport right over there, the bridge, and here's the shore with another bridge over there, and the oyster is underneath you. Hope you won't have any trouble finding this one. Underneath this bridge, which is pretty long, pretty big, is the next oyster. Right here next to this ship is the next oyster. You should be able to see it during the mission Amphibious Assault, was it? I'm pretty sure it was. So you're probably gonna be able to see this one during that mission, but I'm gonna pick it up now. Right here at the coastline is the next oyster. Pretty easy to find. There we go, 31. Behind this huge ship is the next one. Make sure you have lots of lung capacity because this one is way down there and you're gonna need lots of lung capacity. I have quite a bit, so it's not a problem. But if you're just starting out and you have no lung capacity, you're gonna lose some health guaranteed. Very close by, underneath this huge bridge, which is Ganton Bridge, I'm not sure how it's called, I think it's Gant Bridge, is the next oyster. Let's move on. Underneath the same bridge, which is so mega huge, you can find the next one. There we go, 34. Right here on the edge of this place, I guess, is the next one. This is number 35. Right behind this plane you can find the next one. You can also use the plane, but it's difficult to land, so just use a helicopter. Again, of course, underneath the bridge is the next oyster. Here at the huge dam is the next oyster, between these two pillars. Right here you can find a little bridge, and under this little bridge you can find the little oyster. Little oyster number 39. It was probably a very bad idea landing my plane or helicopter right here, because it's a tight squeeze, and there's the next oyster. Now I have to worry about getting out of here, which is gonna be kinda difficult. Right here next to your safe house, this is where you got 2 Reno missions, is the next oyster. There we go, 41. This one is probably very difficult to find, but just look at these rocks. See these rocks? 1 rock, 2 rock, and in the middle of this rock is the next one. There's also a boat over there, so it's probably not that difficult to not find it, but hopefully you're gonna be able to find it. Let's move on to the next oyster. This one is very easy to find. Just go to the corner of San Andreas and you can find this boat. If you see this boat on this corner, you can easily find this oyster. And there we go, 43. We saw this oyster during this video when we were hunting for horseshoes, and there's the oyster right over here, this guitar-shaped pool. There we go, next oyster, 44. 6 to go. You'll not miss this one, this is very easy to find. Right over here, behind this waterfall, is the next oyster. Oyster! As I said, you won't miss this one, like me. Where's the oyster? Ah, there we go, 45. Next oyster. We found a horseshoe right over here. Right over there, the skull head, and there's the oyster in front of it. In the swimming pool we can find the next oyster. Very easy to find. And this is the last oyster in Las Venturas, so let's pick it up. And we have 2 more oysters. They are the most difficult oysters in the game. You're gonna have a huge wanted level of 5 stars after you attempt to get them, so let's save the game first and let's go and do these 2. And let's begin. The first one is right over here, the next one is right over here, so let's go. 5 stars, here I come. Let's go for the first oyster. First oyster is behind this ship. Be prepared for lots of police after you. There we go, 5 stars. Let's go, first one. Bloop. 49. Let's go for the second one. I'm gonna make it! I'm gonna make it! Go, 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 go! Just a little more, just a little more! And there we go, our oysters have been found! I can die happily now. All oysters have been found. As you can see, the first thing you get is 100,000 bucks, which is so mega awesome. Now if I die, if I get wasted or if I get in trouble by the police, busted or whatever, I keep all my weapons because Katie is my girlfriend. So, what you get is... your sex appeal does not matter anymore for girlfriends. It matters for people on the street, because some people like to make compliments. If you're wearing crappy clothes, they're gonna say, ah, crappy clothes. But the girlfriends don't matter. For them, you're always gonna have maximum sex appeal. The next thing is you get lung capacity, ball capacity, and of course 100,000 bucks. So that's it guys, thank you so much for watching, hopefully you found this video useful, hopefully it wasn't that difficult to follow me, because it was really difficult to figure out a way to actually show you where the oysters are. Hopefully though, with the map it was not that difficult. So thank you guys so much for watching, and go safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.